Was there any technical or scientific explanation of the products, how they performed under wind loading, fire performance?
I can't recall the exact detail.
I don't recall the specifics around that.
I don't recall, and I can't answer that.
I don't know. I can't recall. I'm sorry.
Did you raise with Barbara Matthews or anybody else at the TMO more senior to you that a complaint had been raised about Carl Stokes' fire risk assessment by a fellow professional?
I can't recall if I did. I may well have done, but I can't recall.
Right. Did you not think at the time that this was a dishonest approach?
I don't recall thinking anything at the time of what the approach was.
They may have done, but I don't recall that as you put it as a condition.
I don't recall.
I don't recall, no.
I mean, I can't recall.
Yeah, I can't recall.
I can't recall.
I don't recall specifically explaining that to them.
I don't recall what I mean by the right reasons.
I can't recall that, sorry.
Right.
I would be amazed if I didn't, but I can't recall a specific meeting that I know he was at.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
You don't recall ever looking at it?
No. I'd have been briefed by the complaints team about the policy and the approach, but I wouldn't necessarily have read this.
I honestly can't recall. I genuinely cannot recall exactly that.
I don't recall that.
It's possible, but I don't recall.
Right.
I don't recall whether I did or didn't.
I can't recall.
I can't recall seeing this document.
Right. OK, let's see if we can do a bit better.
There should have been more training, that's on reflection.
Why wasn't there?
I can't recall whether I can't recall at the moment, sorry.
As I sit here today, I can't recall that conversation.
You did when you wrote your statement. Can you account for that? Can you account for why it's in your statement, but now you can't recall it?
No.
Right.
I'm familiar with the Dare Tower and Hazelwood Tower. I didn't go inside the tower, but I have visited the outside of the tower.
What did you learn from that about the fire?
I don't remember.
Right. Why didn't you go into the tower?
I don't remember.
Okay. Were you, in even more general terms, aware that one of these 4 reports had raised concerns about levels of competence among those working in fire safety and the built environment?
I don't recall.
Was that not something that you should have known?
It might be that I knew at the time, but you asked me if I recalled it, and I don't recall it.
Well, I think I visited. I can't remember.
I don't remember asking that question and therefore not knowing it was the case whether or not they had.
So you didn't know one way or the other?
I don't remember that, no.
I don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
I can't remember.
Do you know who it was who actually investigated?
I don't.
Do you know what they did?
I don't.
Do you know what the factual basis was of the statement that your assessment was correct?
I don't.
The complaint was escalated to stage 3, wasn't it?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you remember whether anyone from the TMO asked you about anything to do with the stage 3 complaints process in respect of this complaint?
I can't remember.
Did anybody from the TMO actually inspect the door at any stage of this complaints process?
I don't know.
I don't remember them doing that. That's not to say that they didn't, I just don't remember.
I don't remember. That does not mean that no one did, but I don't remember.
Do you recall any such discussion?
I don't know.
Do you remember that?
No.
Was there anything about fire protection, fire safety in relation to openings dealt with in that seminar?
Not that I can recall.
Okay.
As I've said, I don't recall whether I checked those as part of that email or not.
No, my question was, would it have been your practice at the time to have checked?
I don't recall.
You don't recall what your practice was? Do you remember what you'd been discussing?
No, I don't.
I do not remember, and I don't remember, no.
Right.
I can't recall specifically.
You can't help.
I can't recall.
Surely the only thing to discuss was why the February test had failed and why the May test had succeeded, and where to go from there, no?
I'm sure the conversation happened. I can't recall what the detail of those conversations were.
I don't remember it at all.
Really? Okay. Is Mr. Cookson right in his recollection first, that you said before you left the meeting there is going to be a major fire.
I doubt I would have said it in those terms, but I don't remember.
By all means, sir, feel free to ask me as many questions as you like. But could I respectfully remind you that you did promise that we would be away this morning, and I have changed my schedules to fit this in. I do have an extremely busy day meeting people, but this is more important than anything. But I would urge you to use your time wisely.
Right. May I please have an answer to my question?